Which major Hill Street Blues character was nearly killed off in the pilot episode? Which actor's son is married to Jessica Alba? And who appeared in the last cigarette commercial aired on American television before the nationwide ban in 1971? These are just the taste of the interesting tidbits we'll uncover today as we catch up with the original cast of Hill Street Blues. Thanks for tuning back into Hollywood Revisited. My name is Sam, and we've got a lot to cover, so let's get rolling. Number 1. Daniel J. Travanti. Born as Daniello Giovanni Travanti in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Travanti grew up in a working-class family of Italian immigrants. Despite excellence in academics and earning an All-American honorable mention in high school football, he made the decision to turn down football scholarships to pursue acting. This choice reflected his deep commitment to the craft from an early age. Travanti moved to New York City, where he studied at the Actors Studio and performed in various off-Broadway productions. His big break came in 1981 with the role of Captain Frank Furillo. Travanti's portrayal of the stoic yet complex police captain earned him 2 Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe, making him a household name and a respected figure in television drama. Behind the scenes, however, Travanti was fighting a personal battle. He struggled with alcoholism, which began in his college years and continued into his early career. His addiction reached a critical point in 1973 when he nearly collapsed during a stage performance. This moment of crisis led him to seek help, and he has now been sober for over 4 decades. After Hill Street Blues, Travanti continued to explore challenging roles, portraying real-life figures like John Walsh in Adam and the legendary journalist Edward R. Murrow in Murrow. These roles showcased his range as an actor and his ability to bring depth to complex characters. Notwithstanding his success in film and television, Travanti never lost his love for the theater. He frequently returned to the stage, performing in productions that highlighted his enduring talent and passion for the arts. Travanti's later years saw him take on fewer roles as he became more selective, focusing on quality over quantity, making occasional appearances in series like NCIS Los Angeles. Throughout his journey, Travanti has been supported by his wife, Kim Grant, a talented actress and producer who has been his steadfast partner, providing strength and support both personally and professionally. Today, Daniel J. Travanti is celebrated not only for his contributions to television and theater, but also for his personal story. His journey from a small-town boy to a celebrated actor and his battle against addiction are testaments to his strength of character. Number 2. Michael Warren. Michael Warren, best known as Officer Bobby Hill from Hill Street Blues, has a life full of surprising turns that fans might not expect. Born in South Bend, Indiana in 1946, Warren first made his mark as a star basketball player at UCLA. He played alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, helping lead the team to 2 NCAA championships. Recognized as an All-American in 1968, Warren's athletic skills were extraordinary, showcasing a path far different from his future in Hollywood. Warren transitioned to acting in the early 1970s with initial roles in shows like Sierra and films such as Drive, he said. Starting in 1981, he portrayed the compassionate Officer Hill in Hill Street Blues. His performance resonated deeply with viewers, earning him an Emmy nomination in 1982. Despite his talent and the show's success, Warren's acting career slowed after the series ended in 1987, a surprising twist given his earlier prominence. Beyond acting, Warren explored his creative side through photography, sharing his work on social media, which many fans may not be aware of. He also has a fascinating personal connection to modern Hollywood. His son, Cash Warren, is married to actress Jessica Alba, making Warren the father-in-law of a contemporary star. Warren continued to appear in various TV series, including a notable guest role on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, playing a psychiatrist who challenges Buffy's reality. His ability to take on diverse roles has kept him in the industry well into his 70s, including a recent appearance in the 2019 film American Skin. Today, Michael Warren enjoys a fulfilling life in Los Angeles with his second wife, Jenny, surrounded by his children and grandchildren. At 77 years old, he remains active and engaged. Number 3. Bruce Weitz. Bruce Weitz, born on May 27, 1943, in Norwalk, Connecticut, almost took a drastically different path in life. Raised in a Jewish household, he was once on the verge of becoming a rabbi, even attending seminary school before choosing to pursue a career in acting. This pivot led him to television, where he would make an unforgettable mark. Weitz's boldness in pursuing acting was evident from the start. For his audition of Hill Street Blues, he fully embodied the character of Sergeant Michael Mick Belker, even going as far as to jump on a desk and act out aggressively to secure the role. This unconventional approach paid off, landing him the part of the gruff yet lovable detective. His portrayal of Belker became iconic, earning him an Emmy Award in 1984 for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. After Hill Street Blues, Weitz's career continued to flourish across various genres. He surprised many by voicing characters like the villain Lockup in Batman the Animated Series. Weitz also displayed his versatility in soap operas, notably portraying the mobster Anthony Zaccara on General Hospital for 5 years. His ability to shift between intense live-action roles and animated voice work showcases his immense talent. In an unexpected twist, Weitz was named honorary mayor of Reseda, California in 2001. This unusual honor adds to the list of surprising facets in his life, demonstrating his quirky charm beyond the screen. More recently, he appeared in the series For All Mankind in 2021, proving his enduring relevance in the entertainment industry. Today, Bruce Weitz lives in Los Angeles with his wife Vivian, to whom he has been married since 1986. Number 4. Charles Hayde. Charles Hayde was born on June 2, 1943 in Palo Alto, California. After growing up in the San Francisco suburbs, Hayde served in the U.S. Navy's submarine fleet in Southeast Asia, a surprising start for someone who had become a television star. Hayde pursued acting at Carnegie Mellon University, where he earned a BFA in directing and theatrical production. He worked extensively in theater during the 1970s, building a strong foundation that would later serve him well in Hollywood. Hayde's big break came with the role of Officer Andy Renko on Hill Street Blues, a character originally meant to die in the pilot episode. However, due to scheduling conflicts and the character's unexpected popularity with guest audiences, Renko was saved from early exit. This twist of fate allowed Hayde to become one of the show's standout stars, portraying a volatile yet fundamentally good-natured cop, which resonated deeply with viewers. While filming Hill Street Blues, Hayde experienced a serious health scare, highlighting the physical demands of his role and the often unseen toll of acting. Despite this, he continued to excel, his portrayal helping to cement the show's place in television history. After Hill Street Blues, Hayde shifted gears, moving behind the camera to direct episodes of popular TV series like ER, Criminal Minds, and Breaking Bad. One of his most daring projects was Cop Rock, a mix of police procedural and musical drama that, despite its failure, showcased Hayde's willingness to push boundaries. Outside of television, Hayde has remained committed to charitable causes, especially those supporting veterans, reflecting his own military background. Now in his 80s, Hayde has stepped back from the public eye, focusing on his family and personal interests. Number 5. Veronica Hamill. Veronica Hamill was born on November 20, 1943 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Growing up in a strict Catholic household, she had a modest upbringing, which instilled in her a strong work ethic and determination. Before finding fame, Hamel worked as a secretary for an ironing board cover company. But her life took a dramatic turn when she was discovered by Eileen Ford, co-founder of Ford Models. This discovery launched her into the world of modeling, where she quickly rose to prominence. In a surprising career move, Hamel appeared in the last cigarette commercial aired in America before the nationwide ban on tobacco advertising in 1971. Despite her success in modeling, she aspired to act and took on several minor television roles before landing her breakthrough role as Joyce Davenport on Hill Street Blues in 1981. Her portrayal of the smart and tenacious public defender earned her 5 consecutive Emmy nominations, making her one of the standout stars of the show. During the early 1970s, Hamel purchased Marilyn Monroe's former home. While renovating, she discovered government-grade surveillance equipment hidden throughout the house, sparking rumors and adding to the mystery surrounding Monroe's death. This unusual discovery fascinated the public and remains a talked-about incident in Hollywood lore. Hamel's career could have taken a very different path. In 1976, she turned down the role of Kelly Garrett on Charlie's Angels, a decision that shocked many. She believed the role would typecast her, and instead, she focused on more challenging parts that showcased her range as an actress. After Hill Street Blues, Hamel continued to work steadily in television, starring in numerous TV movies throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Her last acting roles included guest appearances on popular series like Lost and Third Watch. Now retired, Hamel resides in Los Angeles, where she remains active in charitable causes, focusing on women's rights, environmental conservation, and animal welfare. Number 6. James Sikking. James Barry Sikking, named after the author of Peter Pan, was born on March 5, 1934 in Los Angeles. His acting career began in 1955, and he quickly made a name for himself on television and in films. Sikking is best remembered for his role as Lieutenant Howard Hunter, a character inspired by a military officer he met during his service in the U.S. Army. Hunter's strict discipline and quirky behavior made him a standout on the show. Beyond Hill Street Blues, Sikking showcased his versatility with roles in Star Trek III: The Search for Spock and The Pelican Brief. Surprisingly, he also did voice work for animated series like Batman Beyond, adding another dimension to his career. Outside of acting, Sikking had a passion for community service. For nearly 20 years, he volunteered to read to third-grade students in Los Angeles, earning him the nickname Jim the Reader. His philanthropic efforts extended to fundraising for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation and the Susan G. Komen Foundation, reflecting his dedication to helping others. James Sikking retired from acting in 2012 after a career spanning over 6 decades. He passed away on July 13, 2024, at the age of 90 due to complications from dementia. Number 7. Betty Thomas. Betty Thomas, born on July 27, 1947 in St. Louis, Missouri, is a trailblazing figure in Hollywood. Initially an art teacher, Thomas's career took a dramatic turn when she joined the Second City comedy troupe in Chicago, where she quickly stood out. Her comedic talent and bold personality led her to television, where she became a household name as Sergeant Lucy Bates on Hill Street Blues. This role earned her 7 Emmy nominations, winning in 1985, and set the stage for her transition into directing. Thomas's leap into directing was as daring as her acting. She famously secured her first directing role by bluffing her way into it, telling a reporter she was directing an episode of Hooperman, a claim that led her to actually being offered the job. Her ability to seamlessly switch from acting to directing made her one of the few women in Hollywood to achieve significant success in both fields. Known as the Midnight Queen for her preference for nighttime shoots, Thomas brought a unique flair to her directorial work. She made history with films like the Brady Bunch movie, Private Parts, and Dr. Dolittle, showcasing her versatility and knack for comedy. Her 2009 film, Alvin and the Chipmunks: The Squeakquel, became the first female-directed film to gross over $200 million, marking her as the most successful female director at that time. Thomas also broke barriers by becoming the first female president of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, further solidifying her influence in the industry. Even today, she continues to inspire, having directed episodes of popular series like Orange is the New Black and Grace and Frankie. Betty Thomas's career is a testament to the power of bold moves and relentless determination, cementing her legacy as a pioneer for women in film and television. Number 8. Joe Spano. Joe Spano was born on July 7, 1946, in San Francisco, California. A passionate actor from an early age, Spano began his journey in the theater, becoming a founding member of the Berkeley Repertory Theater and performing with them for a decade. This dedication to his craft laid a strong foundation for his later success on screen. In 1981, Spano's career took a major leap when he was cast as Lieutenant Harry Goldblume. Interestingly, Spano originally auditioned for a different role, but was cast as Goldblume instead, a decision that initially disappointed him. Over time, however, Spano embraced the character, becoming a beloved figure in the series for his portrayal of a compassionate, thoughtful police officer. Before his rise to fame on television, Spano had an unusual job as the voice of Pascali the chef in Chuck E. Cheese commercials, a quirky contrast to his serious acting roles. After Hill Street Blues, he continued to build his career with notable roles in NCIS, Apollo 13, and Primal Fear. However, Spano's life hasn't been without challenges. He has faced major health issues, including battling both type 2 diabetes and cancer. These health struggles have limited his ability to take on long-term roles, but he remains active in the industry, focusing on guest appearances and voice work that accommodate his health needs. Despite these setbacks, Joe Spano continues to act and inspire, living a private life with his family while managing his health. Number 9. Taran Black. Taran Black was born as Herbert Middleton Jr. on May 10, 1940 in Newark, New Jersey. He adopted the name Taurian to reflect his astrological sign, Taurus, and his racial identity, making a bold statement in an industry often dominated by stereotypes. Black's big break came in 1981 when he landed the role of Detective Neal Washington. His portrayal of the streetwise detective, complete with his trademark toothpick, earned him an Emmy nomination in 1982, during a year when the category was dominated entirely by actors from the same show. Beyond acting, Black's most surprising legacy was his dedication to adoption advocacy. Initially told he couldn't adopt because he was single, Black persisted and ultimately adopted 10 children, in addition to his 2 biological sons. His commitment to adoption was so profound that President George H.W. Bush appointed him as the national spokesperson for adoption in 1989. This work was deeply influenced by his Christian faith and remains a defining part of his legacy. After Hill Street Blues ended in 1987, Black continued acting, notably in Generations, the first daytime soap opera to feature an African-American family. He also provided the voice of Roscoe in Disney's Oliver and Company. Black passed away on July 21, 2022, at the age of 22, following a brief illness. Number 10. Keel Martin. Keel Martin, Born Keel Mueller on July 26, 1944, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, led a life that mirrored the intense drama of his most famous role as Detective J.D. LaRue. Raised in Miami, Martin showed early talent in acting and pursued it with passion. However, a severe motorcycle accident in the late 1960s broke 15 bones and put his career on hold for 2 years. He returned to the screen in the early 1970s, but it wasn't until 1981 that he found fame with Hill Street Blues. Martin's portrayal of LaRue, a corrupt, alcoholic detective, was convincing partly because it reflected his own struggles with addiction. Like his character, Martin battled alcoholism, a fight that nearly cost him his life. The show's producers even wrote LaRue's journey to sobriety as a way to encourage Martin to seek help, which he eventually did. However, his personal demons didn't stop there. Martin was also a heavy smoker, consuming up to 4 packs a day, which led to diagnosis of lung cancer in the mid-1980s. Despite his illness, he continued working on the show until its end in 1987. Martin's life was a roller coaster of professional highs and personal lows, including multiple marriages and missed opportunities, such as being considered for the lead role in Midnight Cowboy. Tragically, Martin passed away from lung cancer on December 28, 1980, at the age of 46, leaving behind a legacy marked by both talent and turmoil. By the way, if there are any other classic TV shows or movies you'd like us to revisit, please tell us in the comments. And if you appreciate this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to help our channel keep rolling. Thanks for revisiting the cast of Hill Street Blues with us today. See you in the next one!